क्वेश्चन के इफ इट इज पॉसिबल के पी एस इज नॉट इक्वल टू पी आर, स्टेटर पोल्स, रोटर पोल्स, any generic, I am talking about anything in machines.
वो तो उस वक्त में होगा कि जब हम उसको हमारे स्टेटस रॉड्स हो उनको रोटर रॉड के बराबर करें तो लॉकिंग हो जाएगी, प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा।
अच्छा, हम अनइक्वल रखते हैं। मेरा क्वेश्चन अभी भी यही है, दोबारा से। हाँ जी, if I am talking about induction machine, the number of poles on stator and rotor, they have to be same. This is very important. ये कभी नहीं होगा. If I am talking about a BLDC, depending upon the number of phases, either it's a 2-phase or a 3-phase or even 5-phase over there, this PS is never going to be equal to PR. Otherwise, because everything is in circular, if I have 4 poles in this diagram, which I have shown you in front over here, these are 4 poles on the rotor, and there will be something like 2 poles or 6 poles on the stator side. So it's not going to be exactly 4, otherwise they will be having a locking and nothing will be moving, because the stator is not having a revolving magnetic field here. The stator is just producing the poles at any given time because of the transistor switching. So यहाँ पे कभी भी BLDC के अंदर you won't find it. So every time when you will have a BLDC machine, you will have either written as 6/4 or 8/6 or 10/8. So you will never find out the same number of poles in a BLDC machine. So this is very, very important. So today's topic, the first thing, BLDC torque formula. Now you have gone through your induction machine formula that was based on D square L. Now, just to amaze you, this is the generic formula for any machine that you are actually going to design, either a switch reluctance or either a machine, either an induction machine, either a BLDC or either a DC machine or something. But what I am actually proposing over here, or being proposed by the chapter number 1 of this book, I am just taking one equation from over there. The torque of any motor, especially a BLDC, is taken as KD square L. Over there. So if the motor has a larger volume, certainly this means that that machine is going to have a more torque over there. Unless and until, certainly depending upon the material over there and all that, this K factor is dependent upon the material. So अगर आपका मटीरियल अच्छा है, जो कि हम बात करते हैं अक्सर कि एक टेस्ला मशीन के अंदर या किसी और मशीन के अंदर इट्स बेटर, then this means that the K factor is actually depending upon the physical appearance or the property exhibited by that material. So D square L, so larger the diameter. और ये
अभी जब आपने नाम लिया टेस्ला का मेरे में आ गया सर, वो यूज़ कर रहे हैं रोटर के अंदर ना कटेड शेप में, वो परमानेंट मैग्नेट्स यूज़ कर रहे हैं कट शेप में इस डायरेक्शन में,
in trapezoidal shape cutted,
ऐसे पैटर्न बना के ना सर्कुलर शेप में ऐसे वो यानी उसकी बी शेप में रखते हैं, उसकी क्या रीज़न है?
they are actually trying to make it as a permanent magnet, SM also added with induction motor. जो उसको टॉर्क देगा वो स्टार्टिंग देगा, लेकिन जो मैग्नेट लगेंगे दे विल वर्क एज अ लॉकिंग मैकेनिज्म. सो आप बेसिकली उसके अंदर 2 टॉर्क्स ऐड कर रहे हैं उस मशीन के अंदर, कि आप उसके अंदर एक इंडक्शन मोटर का टॉर्क भी ऐड कर रहे हैं और परमानेंट मैग्नेट्स का भी टॉर्क ऐड कर रहे हैं. दैट्स वाई देयर टॉर्क इज़ हायर ऑन द हायर साइड. बट इसके कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स भी हैं, इसके आर्मेचर रिएक्शन ज़्यादा हैं, बिकॉज हर वक्त वो नॉर्थ पोल साउथ के आगे नहीं होगा जब वो मूव कर रहा है. हर दफ़ा कभी कभार साउथ के सामने भी आएगा. सो द मोटर हैज़ टू रन एट अ वेरी हाई स्पीड. अगर आप उसको लो स्पीड पे रन करोगे तो द पॉइंट ऑफ दिस क्लैश बिटवीन नॉर्थ एंड साउथ ये ज़्यादा दफ़ा आएगा. दिस इज़ एन आर्मेचर रिएक्शन केस. सो आर्मेचर रिएक्शन ज़्यादा होगा, मशीन हीटअप होगी, या मशीन का जो मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स है परमानेंट मैग्नेट्स का इन दी सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट इट इज़ गोइंग टू गो लो. सो प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी. और इसका सोल्यूशन ये है कि आप इंडक्शन मोटर को हाई स्पीड पे ही रन करोगे, लेकिन द ड्राइवर व्हेन ही वांट्स टू एक्चुअली गो एट अ लो स्पीड, they are going to be a drive train over there, some gearbox or whatever over there. But ये बात मेरे लिए नई इसलिए है because when Tesla Model S was released at that time, they actually said कि जी हम इसके अंदर जो drive train है that is directly controlled electronically, यानी कि they are actually changing. हाँ अभी भी दे आर एक्चुअली टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, सो दे मस्ट बी दे हैव डिज़ाइंड समथिंग अ मोटर जिसको वो डायरेक्टली इंडक्शन मशीन को वापस लो स्पीड तक भी लेके जाते हैं। हाँ ऑफ कोर्स अब ये ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपने इंडक्शन मशीन को ज़ीरो पे बंद करना तो आप उसकी सप्लाई बंद करके गाड़ी खड़ी कर देंगे, नो, वो चलती रहती है। यू टेक दी अवे, जैसा आपका क्लच होता है, क्लच में आप करते हो कि आपका ड्राइव ट्रेन साथ में डिसंगेज कर देते हो, यू डिसंगेज इट एंड देन यू हैव द टर्म, आपका मशीन चलती रह रही है। जैसे ही आप उसको ऑन करते हो आप उसकी स्लिप को चेंज करना शुरू करते हो या उसकी रोटर रेजिस्टेंस को। सो दिस परमानेंट मैग्नेट स्टोरी मे बी ट्रू ऑल्सो, लेकिन वो अपनी मोटर खोलने नहीं देते हैं।
ये इनका जो उन्होंने टेयर डाउन किए हैं,
हाँ जिन लोगों ने टीयर डाउन किए हैं उनका, हाँ ये दिस मे बी अ टर्म। सो ये दुबई में एक दो लोग हैं, उनकी वीडियोस हैं। भेजना भी मुझे, मैंने नहीं शायद देखी होगी, यू सेंड मी द लिंक ऑन दिस वन। हाँ हाँ कंट्रोलर पार्ट वाली वीडियो मैंने देखी हुई है जिसके अंदर वो आपके इन्फिनियन कंपनी के, हाँ बिल्कुल वो मैंने देखी हुई है, आई हैव सीन दैट वन। So जी coming back to this one, your BLDC torque is dependent upon K D square L and larger the size, and this D over here is dependent upon the diameter at the surface of the magnet. So this is very important. Now over here the next thing which I am talking about over here after this BLDC torque formula, we have talked about this in a rotor diagram, permeance and reactance. Now before I move on to the permeance and reactance, just a refresher over here that what was your reluctance? Reluctance was the resistance being offered, and the generic formula for any of your materials was mu naught mu r A or AC, area of the core, and the permeance which we can write only as P. The book has only used P. I am using that P with those two bars over there at the left side. So this is actually going to be 1 over reluctance. So this is actually going to be mu naught mu r AC over LC. Now the problem over here is this, that when you are going to have the reluctance or the permeance, the first thing that comes in your mind is this, that if you are having a magnet, okay ji, if you are having a magnet, so you have a magnet over here, what happened? So if I have a magnet over here, let me just maybe color this magnet a little. You have to tell me this magnet is capable of producing some flux. Certainly it's a permanent magnet, and I'm not talking about the naturally occurring magnets over here. I am talking about something ceramically made magnets. Certainly this means that the flux lines are going to flow from north to south and they are going to pass through air. If certainly this is added through some other material, then certainly it's going to be different. Will this magnet have a reluctance of its own?
Yes. Sir, field line अंदर से traverse होते हैं.
Field lines are traversing through, and theoretically you may say that mu r is equal to infinity over here because it's a magnet. It is actually designed for it, but the homogeneity of this material and how the domains are aligned. Maybe it's a case in this way like this, that maybe in this section or maybe in this section the domains are not better aligned. So maybe the flux has to flow like this over here or like this over here. So maybe the reluctance changes over there. Or maybe if it is homogeneous, the flux is having some resistance over there. So technically over here this material has to have a magnetic reluctance over here. Now, how you are going to actually have this model? Up till now, even if this course also, every time there was a permanent magnet, you used to represent it by a flux source over there, which means previously whenever you had a magnet over there, you used to represent it by a source over there, and we called that source as Ni. आपके पास एक नंबर टर्न्स होते थे, that current was flowing over there. This time you are not going to use a voltage source over there. You are only going to use, because what is coming out of this pole or magnet, you are having a flux source coming out of it. So that flux is constant. हाँ, वो flux किस पे dependent है? That flux is dependent upon the reluctance of this path. That flux is dependent upon the reluctance. Otherwise, the value of this flux over there, we can call this one as the material phi m You can call it phi m or any other material variable. So this is the current source. We call it as a current source because हमें इसको पता है current source हम कहें. But this is a flux source over here. Now since I have just talked about it, this one, that your magnet has a reactance also. So in parallel with this one, you are going to have a reluctance of your material added over here. So whatever flux you are flowing over there, we are not disrupting that flux. Now question here arises, हमने series में क्यों नहीं जोड़ा? हाँ, it will remain constant and it will actually have a disruptant. आपका ये जितना मर्जी आगे आप reluctance zero कर दें, this will not change. So the better way is it that it's actually added in parallel over there. So you have your Rm in parallel with phi m. Now using this model, this is model. अभी हम इस model पे आगे जाके थोड़ी सी mathematics apply करते हैं. Now you have over here, come on, I need a straight line. I have a BH curve over here. Of course, H on this side, B on this side, and let me draw maybe with blue color. I have a magnet, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is my 6. Let me just make a line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have this line. So over here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have this one, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. Okay. So I have this one, BH curve, and I'm trying to actually make it still not very better. This is a BH curve of a typical silicon steel which you have used in your induction machine or transformer. Now the same diagram, when you are going to draw it for a permanent magnet, I need you to go back to your machines course, Fitzgerald chapter number 1, chapter number 1, lecture number, this time it's lecture number, no, not an ideal magnet, a practical magnet. जी, where it will be, how it will look like. ये तो मैंने एक सिलिकॉन स्टील मटेरियल की बना दी जिसको आप यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हो, you are actually increasing. You started, in fact, ये curve start यहाँ से हुई होगी, यहाँ से start हुई होगी, and then you have coming down, and then you are increasing it back, and it will follow this path if the current flowing, because H is equal to Ni divided by Lc. So this one is for the silicon steel. Now question over here is it that how you are actually going to show the permanent magnet on this curve over here. G, anyone? Eh? Kyun? Yes, a permanent magnet is not going in the third quadrant. Now what is this? This is your first quadrant, this is your second quadrant, this is your third quadrant, and your fourth quadrant. Now here, is magnet being applied a negative H? Is magnet being applied a negative H? इसका मतलब है कि magnet हर वक्त 1 में रहेगा. मेरा एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर, जस्ट गिव मी एन आंसर ऑन दिस वन. Magnet will go in the remain in the first quadrant or will go in the second, third, fourth? Ji. I have a permanent magnet over here, this one. Every permanent magnet is always producing a flux, even if you place it inside some iron material or whatever. These flux lines are always flowing over there. So this reluctance is always there. Either it's going to be iron, either it's going to be air. If it is going to be air, this means that the reluctance part is going to be larger. So the flux is going to be smaller. So this material is always going to lose flux over here. So it's always subjected to negative H, which means you are always in this second quadrant over there. First quadrant में आप रहोगे नहीं, क्योंकि या तो आप मैग्नेट को एनर्जाइज कर रहे हो, हाँ जी हाँ ठीक है जी, आपने एक मैग्नेट रखा हुआ है and you have a current flowing through it, and that current is I, and corresponding to this current, depending upon the number of turns, your H is equal to Ni divided by Lc, and you know what is that H. So you are keeping that magnet. But a magnet, when it is in your hand or you are not using it anywhere, So certainly this means you are in the second quadrant over there because that magnet is producing that flux. This is article number 1.5 of Fitzgerald. I will strongly advise you to go through it. He has also touched in this chapter, chapter number 2, but only in just like few paragraphs.
यहाँ पर पार्ट है वही होगा सिर्फ सेकंड पार्ट
नहीं अब देखो यहाँ पे it first of all started from that first quadrant. So the shape of this waveform, if I draw this one over here, it is actually going to have something, a shape like this, and then it is going to go in the second quadrant for a very long time, and it's going to थोड़ा सा यहाँ से गलत हो गया. So it's going to go and it's going. I'm not concerned with the third and fourth quadrant. Why? Because flux through it can never be negative. Unless and until मैं काम ये करूँ कि इस मैग्नेट के करीब एक ऐसा एक और मैग्नेट लाऊं जो इससे पावरफुल हो, उसका फ्लक्स उसके अंदर से गुजरे, then it's going to be negative B applied. लेकिन ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं है. We are not talking about it. I am only concerned with this region of the one. Now, interesting question over here. Answer me. I am only concerned with this second quadrant. Now I have made one curve. If I make another curve, let me make another curve over here with maybe some other color, and I'm just making the second quadrant curve over here, and I have like this, and let me make another one over here. Out of these three, which one is the better magnet? Why?
For the same H उसको ज़्यादा for the same H के ऊपर मतलब ज़्यादा जो ट्रैप कर रहा है वो अपना D को ट्रैप कर रहा है, ज़्यादा जल्दी डीमैग्नेटाइज नहीं हो रहा.
जी anyone
इनिशियल वैल्यू के पास इनिशियल वैल्यू में रहता
जी anyone here? येलो वाले की स्लोप कम है. Okay.
सर जो
One thing very important.
पिंक वाला है वो B अपना रिटेन.
If I have a small circuit, let me make a small circuit, and that circuit, in fact, let me make, and inside it, okay, I don't want this one. So in this one, this is my permanent magnet. Okay? This is a material with mu r equal to infinity. And I'm actually repeating that Fitzgerald problem over here. So don't worry on this part. You can go back. I have this small air gap. Okay, ji? Can you write down the magnetomotive force equation for this circuit? हम कैसे बनाते थे magnetomotive force every time equation? Have we had a current source flowing inside a winding? Current was flowing, number of turns पता होते थे. So every time when we wrote this equation, we had Ni equal to some phi over r over here, but we can write this one as H dot LC also. So it can be, instead of one H dot LC, we can call it H1 dot LC1, then it can be H2 dot LC2, and so on, whatever, how many. Now in this circuitry, how many elements I have? I have a one magnet and I have one this. Why? Because the other thing is having a permeability infinite. Assuming it. Hota nahi hai koi bhi, but still I am assuming it. So I am only having two elements over there. So this time what I have, Ni kya hua? 0. This is 0 over here. So here the next term is this one, and the length of this magnet, let me call this length of the magnet as Lm. So the value at which this magnet is working, Hg, वो मुझे नहीं पता अभी, वो second quadrant में क्या है वो भी मैं देखता हूँ. So this is going to be Hg dot Lm plus, then next one sorry, not Hg, this is Hm actually, sorry on this part. This is Hm because the magnet has Hm, and I have Hg and it's just G. Now from here, if I take Hm over here, Hm, if I take it on the other side, this is minus Hg multiplied by G divided by Lm. G is a positive quantity, Lm is a positive quantity, Hg is also positive क्योंकि उसमें से flux pass कर रहा है. What is happening over here? Flux is starting from here and coming down over here and completing the path. So you are getting the value of HM as negative. यानी कि magnet is working at a negative HM. Now I will strictly advise you, I will not go further beyond this detail, but if you apply that article Fitzgerald, I will advise you to go there and go through that numerical example also. At what HM your magnet is working is decided by the value of G and HL. Now what is HG? Hanji, what is HG? Let me go it on. BG is equal to mu naught HG. So this means I can write HM equal to, this will be minus BG into G divided by mu naught LM. What is BG? Now here what is BG? If your flux flowing from the magnet is equal to the flux flowing inside the air gap, let me call it phi G. So this means corresponding to this one, phi M is equal to BM dot AM, which will be equal to BG into AG. Now here the interesting part comes. If this area is equal to this area, this means this one is cancelled. So BM is the same as BG. ठीक है, अगर ये सेम नहीं है then that's another story, वो भी हम आगे जाके बाद में. So now question over here is it, by using this relation can you decide out of these three curves, let me call these curves over here supposingly, let me use one, and supposingly this is A, B and C, which one is better? कैसे? जी हमजा
सर दोनों का 0 पॉइंट तो सेम आपने लगाया हुआ BC में, और उस लिहाज से अगर देखें तो सर जो B का है आपने B की नॉच ऊपर रखी हुई है, तो ये कोई इक्वालिटी नहीं होगी.
A is better, B is better, C is better. You can't decide by just seeing the magnet, because your circuit is going to decide कि what is the slope of your line. आपने नोटिस नहीं किया इस सारे उसके अंदर. You have to put in values of G, put in values of mu naught, put in values of LM, and this will become an equation HM equal to minus some constant K, whatever that values you put in over there, multiplied by BG. यानी कि for the values of BG which are from 0 to some value, something 0.5 Tesla, 1 Tesla, whatever, you are going to get some values of HM, and that value of HM will give you, अगर आपके पास, since this is a negative slope over there, this is a second quadrant over there, so you are going to get, I am going to make maybe green line, so either this line is going to be something like this, ये कम slope है, ठीक है, if I am having something like this, or I am having an extremely higher value of slope like this. Now if, let me call this one, supposedly this is X, Y and Z. If I have X, मुझे कौन सा मटेरियल यूज करना चाहिए?
सर X के लिहाज से आइडियली C बनता है, क्योंकि इसका जो मैक्सिमम ग्रेडियंट होता है उसके ऊपर इसकी पावर ट्रांजिशन मैक्सिमम होती है.
हाँ जी, टेल मी.
सर X के लिहाज से C है.
Y के लिहाज से?
सर B है.
X के लिहाज से you are talking about?
सर X के लिहाज से C की कर्व उधर आती है उस रीजन में, Y के लिहाज से B की मैक्सिमम ग्रेडियंट कर्व आती है, और C के लिहाज से A की कर्व आती है.
हाँ जी. Any other answer on this one, and reason actually also with your answer? You are going to find out the maximum area under the curve at the intersection point. What I mean by this, if you have this X over there, this X, if it is crossing at this point, you will find out this area under this curve over here, wherever it is crossing this area, compare it with all the three curves, because this is that energy unit, okay? And this energy is going to tell you that your magnet is going to give how much energy. But keeping that in view, when you are going to operate it at X and you are supposedly using it for material A, you are subjecting it to this value of HC also over here, and a point will come, the magnetism will be lost very fastly. ये बहुत जल्दी लॉस्ट होगा. Why? Because this is a straight line coming vertically down over here. ठीक है? So comparison of x, the better answer is C over here. Why? Because this is a slanting line over there. This is also vertical, this is almost vertical. So for x over here, let me go back. So this area under the curve is better, plus the value of HC, or actually H over there, HG, which you are going to get over there, is going to be very much smaller, and this is not going to demagnetize it. But if you compare Y, for Y, this is exactly crossing at the point where this is going to give you the maximum area under the curve, the maximum energy product. And if you go it for the C, it's a still, yes, maximum energy point, it's thoda sa different. But if you go on with this one, this will give you the highest value of B. So material number A is going to be better if you are going to have the Z curve. So until, again, just like in transformer design and induction machine design, you used to select कि हाँ जी हमने आपके पास material fix था. Here, when you design your whole motor, at the end of your whole design, you will find out what is the slope of your BH curve, कहाँ पे वो lie कर रही है. Based on that, you are going to go in the family of permanent magnets. Nowadays, it's a very common thing in China. You just tell them the slope, they will design your material based on it. They have their chemical processes based on this one. There are two processes indicated in chapter number 2, just in one paragraph. Please kindly go through them. One is called as the sanding part. The other one is called as the stirred permanent magnetism method. So based on both of these methods, they actually decide your BH curve in the second quadrant over there. So either A, either B, or either C, that decides that how your fluxes are going to be produced inside your over there. And why I'm talking so much about it? Because our permanent magnets, they are actually going to give a flux coming out of it, and that flux has to pass through this all and reach the south pole from here also and from here also. So it has to flow through this air gap, it has to flow through the stator. That stator core is going to be not having an infinite permeability. Uski ek alag wo hogi. So what we have done that up till now, I have a magnet. That magnet is going to be represented by a flux source in parallel with Rm, and a BH curve which we normally use for a silicon steel is now actually working in the second quadrant over here. This second quadrant is the important line over there. And one thing very, very important over there, in fact, let me go on. This is a trend over there whenever the magnet is under temperature stress. This line, initially at one temperature, your temperature increases, goes below, your temperature increases, goes below, your temperature increases, goes below. But now, here the problem starts. If you go below beyond the knee point, your lines are actually going to, after the knee point, they are going to fall down vertically. It will die down very fastly because आप उस magnet को उतना negative HM apply कर रहे हैं, वो ज़्यादा दिन उस पर काम नहीं करेगा. So our manufacturers, they always trend to flow somewhere from this knee point in this region. Knee point से नीचे नहीं जाना. Because rarely, very, very permanent magnets found naturally, they have something like this. But the permanent magnets which you make by artificially, which are called as ceramic magnets, they have something like this, or they have something like this, or they have something like this. So based on, so never decide on कि जी A better है, B better है, C better है. That decides on the basis of your equation which you have to have in your circuitry. और ये equation अभी बड़ी एक simple सा circuit है. It's a very simple circuit on which you have seen that you have a permanent magnet over here and then an air gap. And here I again assumed कि जी AM और AG constant same थे. In your Fitzgerald, if you go through that book chapter, the last two articles, please go through those last two articles of chapter number 1. You will have a lot of inroads in of this chapter number 2 of this Hanselmann book. Now, when you coming back to your temperature, this temperature increase actually reduces down your second quadrant curve, and that reduces down by this factor over there. This is the actual BR T naught at your normal operating temperature. This is your delta B, I guess that is called as, let me, it is going to be some slope factor over there. Let me just find out. Yes, this is over here. This one, this one, your BR T naught is the remanence at temperature T naught. What is remanence? I guess I don't need to tell you over there. This point is called as your BR. Okay? I guess remanence and coercivity I don't need to replace. Over here you already have an idea. And your delta B over here is the reversible. Why reversible? Because heat goes off, the magnet returns back to its, so this is called as the reversible temperature coefficient over here, like this. And if any magnet, this is again diagram, if you want to find out your remanence, ठीक है, आपको अपने magnet की remanence निकालनी है, put that magnet inside some material which has approximately negative permeability, which means you are now having H equal to 0. आपके इस मटेरियल के अंदर ideally speaking you put some sensor over there, some Hall effect of flux sensor which can measure B, that B will be equal to BR. Yeah, but again आप सेंसर रखोगे, उसके दरमियान में एक एयर गैप आएगा, so again assumptions are there, so there will be some a little bit H coming up, but ideally this will be H equal to 0. Second thing, place your magnet totally overall inside a material which is equal to mu equal to 0. Again, not possible practically I'm talking about, which means you are putting your H at minus HC. So क्योंकि आपकी reluctance जो है infinite हो चुकी है इस वक्त, so you are actually putting theorem. The Hall effect sensor used in it actually takes the Hall effect phenomena works on, जो आपके current sensors भी हैं जो अपने project में आप use करते हो, they are actually taking the flux waveform in, the polarity of the voltage is positive. So basically उसके अंदर भी वही चीज़ है जो हम फ्लेमिंग्स राइट हैंड रूल से जनरेट करते हैं EMF, तो वो करंट की फ्लक्स को इस्तेमाल करता है in an EMF generation in another material. Go on Google, maybe on Wikipedia, just type on Hall effect principle. This will give you कि आपके पास एक करंट फ्लो कर रहा हो in perpendicular direction and you have a material below. You have an EMF generated in that material. That EMF generated is very small, something in microvolts or millivolt, but using some amplifiers and all that, you take them out and that is actually the current sensor output. हाँ उसको linear कैसे करना है, that depends upon the amplifier and all that stuff, but this is an Hall effect phenomena which takes place over there. So it's actually a physics thing over there which is actually coming up. So this is your increasing temperature as I told you. Now, the next thing over here in this curve, if you notice over there, this is the line, the same line which I have been telling you up till now. This line is called as the permeance coefficient over there. This is called as the permeance coefficient over there, and this PC equal to 1, less than 1 or greater than 1, this actually decides your magnet is operating in what region. So अगर ये equal to 1 है, इसका मतलब है जितना यहाँ पे आपके पास H है उतना ही आपके पास यहाँ B है. अच्छा, one thing very important which I may have skipped over there, in all of these magnets, ठीक है, whenever I have a silicon steel, our BH curve is like this, and this may be not having more than like something 5 ampere turns, maybe like 50 ampere turns per meter. H is equal to Ni by Lc, ampere turns by units, I'm talking about a unit. But when you go towards permanent magnets, their coercivity is actually in kilo ampere turns per meter, which means that this value, supposedly this pink color point or the yellow color point, will be approximately 50 ampere turns per meter, or kilo ampere turns, sorry. This will be 50 kilo ampere turns per meter. So what happens? Ye point from this working point is very, very far. So what they do in your book, what they have actually suggested over there, that on the x-axis you are going to multiply your H by mu naught. Because we already know B is equal to mu naught H. So हम H को mu naught से multiply करेंगे, and now your curve over here, as you can see over there, is mu naught H. Now mu naught H and this B, same axis, nothing change over there. So you can see this is a straight line going up with PC equal to 1. That is the permeance coefficient. अभी मैं permeance coefficient को आगे जाके define भी करता हूँ. Just wait over there. But this lines over there, if it is greater than 1, this is beyond that line. Certainly this means if it is at PC equal to 1, this means this angle is 45 because they both have the same axis. And if it is beyond this one, beyond 45, then certainly this means this is having a PC greater than 1 over here. Now, this is the same thing, and this is the same model which I have talked about, north-south, and the same current source with PM and FM over here. And what is this FM over there? PM instead of this book is actually doing one thing. They are not using the reluctance over there. They are using the permeance. Okay? And one thing very important. ये FM है. This FM is the same as NIM. Same thing. ठीक है, डोंट इवन फ्रेंड. हम आपको याद होगा वहाँ पे वी यूज टू राइट इट डाउन एज इटैलिक एफ. दिस इज द एट एन एम और एन आई, सेम थिंग. एंड इफ यू नोटिस ओवर देयर द पोलैरिटी इज ऑपोजिट. वाई? बिकॉज इट्स गोइंग टू टेक द फ्लक्स इनसाइड. ठीक है, फ्लक्स इसके अंदर जाएगा. उधर कितना जाएगा आगे पोर्शन में, दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द रिलक्टेंस विच यू हैव एडेड ओवर देयर. दैट इज अनदर स्टोरी ओवर देयर. अच्छा, लेट्स टेक अ स्मॉल ब्रेक एंड देन आई विल टेक लेट मे बी अ 5 minutes break. Okay ji, over here the same magnet over here, north south over here. As I told you, the model was based on the assumption that there is a current source, and now that current source is in parallel with a reluctance which I called it as RM, or if you are only interested in permeance, then that is PM. And this FM is the same magnetomotive force which we called as the NI previously in your previous courses. So this is F and this italic F, they both are actually same. M stands for here the magnet. Now a little bit over here on this part, if you are actually interested in finding out this flux phi, your flux phi is equal to phi r. That is actually over here. This is actually small r or capital R. It's totally up to you. If you want to name it as phi r, it's totally up to you. And then you have the PM into FM. Now this is a new term for you. What is PM? PM is actually the reciprocal of reluctance. So this is actually 1 over reluctance. And what is FM? FM is NI. Now what was FM? FM was equal to NI. Reluctance was equal to, this permeance was equal to, sorry, this is permeance, not. नहीं, वो बिल्कुल सही है. It's not a source. ठीक है? It's not a source over there, so it's actually consuming it over there. अच्छा, think on it. I'm leaving this one for later on. लेकिन अभी हम जब equivalent circuit of the BLDC बनाएंगे, then I will talk on this a little bit more कि ये negative positive क्यों है यहाँ पे इस तरह से. Here, if you have FM over here and your FM and P are there, if you multiply FM and P, this means this is equal to NI divided by reluctance, and you already know NI divided by reluctance is equal to flux. So that's why PM into FM is actually equal to flux. So this means your flux is equal to phi r plus NI divided by your reluctance. And if you are interested in finding out your phi r, this will be equal to BR into AM. What is BR? BR is the remanence of your permanent magnet, which means the maximum B on the first quadrant and second quadrant junction. So this BR is actually that point over there, and AM is the area of your magnet which you are actually using over there. Now using this one, every time up till now in this, up till 4 years in this course, you have been told that the magnet is actually a 3-dimensional object, and it is actually a square or a rectangle or maybe even a circle something. But in practical, whenever you are going to go towards a BLDC machine, now our topic is BLDC, you have this curved surface over here and you call this one as a magnet. Now, one thing very important before I go on, the realization is this, that we call this one as the North Pole, but practically, if I zoom in inside it further, it is something like this, that this portion is north, this portion is south. Yes. Okay? Because you cannot have a single pole, it's always having to have the bipolar. So this means that each pole is actually having its north side and south side. Now the question over here, which is a problem over here, every time we have been calculating the area or the cross-sectional area of a pole, we had a rectangular. This one is a curved. Now when this is a curved and you are actually trying to make this one in this bended form, this is true that this side of the magnet is larger in length as compared to this side, which is in smaller in length. So their reluctance is going to be a little different over here. Now to calculate that reluctance, what we have to do, we have to take that integration over here. This is the same north-south magnet over there, and you have this one as a small area which you have taken as dr. Okay, we are going to use the smaller, again a small cylinder whose thickness is dr, and that is at a distance r over there. So what was the formula for reluctance? Reluctance was equal to LC divided by mu naught mu r into AC. Now when you want to calculate this reluctance for just this small cylinder, this cylinder which has a thickness only dr and it has a distance from the center as r, so the cross-sectional area of this cylinder is going to be equal to what? This angle is theta m. Okay? So the length of this magnet from here to here is going to be S is equal to r theta. You already know the formula. So r multiplied by theta m. This will give you the length. And this is actually the arc length over there. Now this is going to be a magnet, and that magnet, again just like the induction motor, you had a cross-sectional view, the length of the machine was there. So you are going to also find out the length of this permanent magnet, which means when this is going in permanent magnet over there, so this is actually going to be in 3-dimensional. So I am talking about the length of this magnet in 3D space. So when you are trying to find out the reluctance of this one, the reluctance of this one dr is equal to, this is the length dl divided by mu a. And what is dl over there? Mu dl is equal to dr, thickness, divided by mu. Mu is converted into mu r over there, or simply, actually this is not mu, just mu and mu naught and mu r. I have just taken over here. Actually they have not changed it over here. This can be changed to mu naught mu r. Okay? So this one is mu naught mu r. Then I have r into theta m, arc length, multiplied by L, the length of the machine. So this is your reluctance of that small differential cylinder that you are taking for the magnet over there. Now, in what limits you have to integrate it? The limits are this, that you have to integrate it for this distance. Let me mark this distance. This distance is Ri, and you have to add Lm inside it. So the limits of the integral are Ri to Ri plus Lm over there. So this means Ri to Ri plus m. So when you are going to integrate this whole equation, your integration is going to be like this. You are actually going to have Rm, this is actually Rm, the material reluctance, equal to dr. This is actually again reluctance symbol over there. And you have the limits, and then you have now dr taken outside, which is actually now the derivative over there. Mu naught mu r L theta m. So this all term is constant. This will come out. I have only 1 over r, and 1 over r in integration, this is the natural log over there. So when you will put the limits, you will get something like this. You will have ln 1 plus lm divided by ri. This is after some simplification. You can do this one. So you have this equation over there. So this equation means that your reluctance is equal to natural log of 1 plus lm over ri. Now what is the natural log of 1? 0. When 1 is going to be added with this Lm divided by Ri. What is Lm? Lm is the thickness of your magnet. What is Ri? Ri is the radius of your machine, actually, almost over there. Now, if you have opened a BLDC machine up till now, the thickness of the magnet is very, very small as compared to the size of that fan over there, or the size of the magnets which you are using. So what I am actually saying over there, that this Lm is very, very small as compared to your Ri. Okay? So this Ri and is very, very large as compared to Lm. So the condition is this, that if Lm is much less than your Ri, then your result actually, this is the reluctance, this is actually your reluctance, and if you take inverse of this one, this is the permeance. So now if you want to actually convert this one after applying this one, your permeance actually becomes equal to just mu r mu naught L theta m Ri divided by Lm over here. Okay? Because what is happening, Lm is much smaller than Ri. So what happens, you are actually having this one. So your permeance actually becomes equal to only this form. And what is this L theta m Ri? This is actually the same circumferential length. So this is actually the same thing over here. So mu naught mu r L theta m Ri by Lm is the permeance. So practically what I mean by this whole proof over there, that if this magnet is considerably bigger in thickness, then you have to apply this one for the reluctance. But if you have this condition that Lm is much smaller than Ri, then you will come back to your main normal equation, because we are assuming it that if you open this curved structure, it still becomes a rectangle. Okay? But if the case is not this, means if Lm is not much smaller than Ri, then you will have to use this one. Then this also depends it. Now आप magnet की thickness ज़्यादा कहाँ करोगे? जी, anyone? Magnet की thickness ज़्यादा कहाँ करोगे? Why you will actually use a larger length of magnet? सब पोल्स बराबर होंगे, पहली बात ये नहीं करेंगे कि नॉर्थ पोल को थिकनेस कर दें, साउथ को कम कर दें. एवरी पोल, बिकॉज इफ आई गो बैक टू योर BLDC स्ट्रक्चर, एवरी पोल हैज़ टू बी सेम थिकनेस, बिकॉज यू वांट अ टॉर्क टू बी होमोजेनस. ये नहीं है कि नॉर्थ के सामने जाए तो उसको झटका ज़्यादा लगे, साउथ के सामने जाए तो कम लगे. नाउ क्वेश्चन ओवर हियर इज इट, यू वांट Lm. Lm इज व्हाट? दिस थिकनेस ओवर हियर. आई एम आस्किंग Lm ज़्यादा क्यों करेंगे? This equation has Lm in denominator. You will have your Hm smaller. When Hm would be smaller, you will have the slope of the line changing over there. So you will have either this line, or either. What was C? C line, actually Z curve was having a slope more. Slope more कब है? जब आपके पास ये फैक्टर, दिस G mu naught Lm, ये फैक्टर आपके पास ज़्यादा है. ठीक है, इट्स अ नेगेटिव वैल्यू, वो अलग एक चीज़ है, बिकॉज सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट में है. दिस इज हैविंग अ लार्जर स्लोप. व्हेन इट इज अ लार्जर स्लोप, Lm वुड बी स्मॉलर, एंड व्हेन इट विल बी स्मॉलर, दिस मीन्स द एरिया अंडर दिस, एक्चुअली सॉरी मैंने यहाँ गलत बना दिया, सॉरी, दिस वन, this area under the curve is definitely smaller as compared to this y1 over here. Energy ज़्यादा है, मोटर की आउटपुट टॉर्क ज़्यादा होगी. So indirectly what I am suggesting कि Lm actually decides the torque of your machine as well. अभी हम उस डिज़ाइन इक्वेशन तक नहीं पहुँचे हैं, but here this Z, y and x, they are actually deciding. So this equation is very important. So please kindly going through this, I'm again repeating, kindly read out Fitzgerald last two articles, I guess 1.5 and 1.6. They will be hugely assisting your proof over here, which I have just done over here. Okay ji, coming on to the last thing, it's actually a small example which they have done over here. Actually no need to do it, but I am just trying to do it because it has the permeance coefficient which I want to actually prove over here. So this is that same permeance coefficient which I actually want to do a proof. And if you will do your Fitzgerald last two articles, this is the same exact example from that book over there. So you have this permeance coefficient. Now over here, your Bm and Hm over here, this is the magnet. So certainly this means that it is going to have a length Lm. This is going to have, I have to use some other color over here on this one, maybe black. So this is your Bm, and it is also having some Hm, and certainly inside this air gap, it's also going to have some Bg, and it's also going to have some Hg over there. Now over here, if I have Bg equal to, since the flux flowing from the magnet towards the air gap same. So let me just write down the first equation first because book वाले ने direct लिख दी है. So the flux coming on from the magnet is the same as the flux coming on from the air gap. So this means what is phi m equal to? Phi m is going to be equal to bm into am, and phi g will be equal to bg into ag. Now one question, मैं कौन सा एरिया ज़्यादा करूं ताकि मुझे एयर गैप में फ्लक्स डेंसिटी ज़्यादा है? लिसन दिस, कौन सा एरिया ज़्यादा करूं या कम करूं ताकि मेरे, हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें एक एयर गैप में फ्लक्स चाहिए होता है ज़्यादा, कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा चाहिए. तो मुझे कौन सा एरिया, AM बढ़ाना है कि AG बढ़ाना है? AM बढ़ाना है, सो दैट आई हैव मोर फ्लक्स लाइंस कमिंग इन, और AG कम करना है, या इन अदर वर्ड्स इट कैन बी टॉक अबाउट AG कम करना है, सो मोर फ्लक्स इज कंसंट्रेटेड. नाउ व्हाट हैपन्स टू द फ्लक्स, इट्स टोटली अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. व्हाट आई मीन बाय दिस कि जी हो सकता है वो फ्लक्स लाइंस कंसंट्रेटेड in the center हो, ठीक है, or maybe if there is a fringing effect taking place and all the flux lines are coming out of that concerned area, that are the two cases over there. So over here, this factor, they have taken this one over here, let me write it down. So this equation has been converted as Bg equal to Bm multiplied by Am divided by Ag, and they have called this Am by Ag as C phi. And in this equation over here, this C phi is called as the coefficient over here. This is actually called as the flux concentration factor. So this is called as the flux concentration factor. Now the question comes up. This is concentration, not flux concentration factor. Question over here, flux concentration should be greater than 1 or smaller than 1? हम रेशो की बात करें तो उसने एक वेरिएबल ही बना दिया उसका. It should be greater so that you have a flux constant. That's why the name has been given. So C phi has to be greater than 1 so that the flux concentration is more and you have more flux lines coming in over there. Now for the same circuit diagram, what you have done over there, if you can see very closely, you have again that phi r. In parallel you have that reluctance of the material, that is Pm, it converted into permeance, and then you have Pg, which is actually the reciprocal of your reluctance of the air gap. This book is actually going with the permeance, I don't know why, but he is still going with that formula. Now in this circuit diagram, the magnetic circuit over there, can you find out phi? ये डायग्राम है आपके पास, phi r आपको पता है, ठीक है, phi r is dependent upon the flux density over there. Can you find out phi? They both are in parallel. You have to apply the flux division rule, that is actually a replica of the current division rule. So this means that I'm just writing down the formula straight away, so just come on, yeah. So I have the flux that will be equal to flux r. Actually I have been using, this is flux r, so this is phi r multiplied by, so there is P of G divided by Pm plus Pg. Agreed over there? हाँ जी, वो एक अलग बहस है कि उसमें वो कितनी मटेरियल है, एयर गैप क्या है, मैग्नेट क्या, वो अलग बात है जी. दिस इज द करंट ओवर हेयर, करंट डिवीजन रूल अप्लाइड ओवर देयर. दिस इज परमियंस. मैंने जानबूझ के लिए इसे स्टॉप कर रहा था, मैं देखना चाह रहा था कि हु एक्चुअली विटनेस. This, if it will be reluctance, then it will be opposite, because I am having a reciprocal term, that's why it is permeance over here. So it's easier for you to actually have an answer in reluctance instead of reluctance in permeance, because you have the simple, you have just applying a voltage division rule over there. So you have this permeance over there, and based on this permeance over there, you have only a very simple relation that your phi is equal to, since Pg is equal to, I'm just writing down the same formula, is equal to mu naught Ag divided by G. थोड़ा ज़रा परमियंस के साथ इफेक्टिवली आ जाए, क्योंकि हम रिलक्टेंस करते रहे अब तक. रिलक्टेंस वॉज इक्वल टू LC डिवाइडेड बाय म्यू नॉट G over there. So here this time this is reciprocal of this one. So this is just the reciprocal of this one. And now if you add this one over there, so they have just given out this formula. So this is equal to phi r divided by, I'm just writing down. So this is going to be 1 plus and G over LM into C phi. जी कोई मुझे प्रूफ कर सकता है ये कैसे निकाला है? C phi हम ऊपर डिटरमाइन कर चुके हैं, द फ्लक्स कंसंट्रेशन फैक्टर, एंड ओवर हेयर PM एंड PG. व्हाट इज PM? जरा इसको हम प्रूफ कर लें यहाँ पे. PM इज इक्वल टू परमियंस है, सो दिस विल बी म्यू नॉट म्यू R AM over LM. What is PG? I'm writing it down again, mu naught AG divided by G. Now I have this equation over here. I'm just going to copy this equation or just write it down again here. This is equal to phi r multiply actually by PG by PM plus PG. Now what is PG? I'm just writing it down. This is phi r. I'm just putting it the formula over here. This is mu naught AG by G divided by, what is PM? This is mu naught mu r AM divided by LM plus mu naught AG by G. Now if you see very closely in this relation, they have actually divided the whole numerator and denominator by PG. So actually what they have done, when they divided by PG, divided by PG, divided by PG, so this becomes 1, this becomes 1, and this is the same thing. There is 1 over here in the numerator, 1 over here in the numerator. So what they have done over here, this flux phi is equal to phi r multiplied. You divide this term here, 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 everywhere. So this is 1 divided by, this is plus 1, and you are dividing over here what? You are dividing PM by PG. So you have these two terms already here. Instead of doing them over there, you can divide PM by PG. What is PM? This is mu naught mu r AM over LM, and since this division, so this will become G over mu naught AG. Mu naught cancelled. You have only mu r AM over AG. What is AM over AG? Concentration factor. So this means PM divided by PG is equal to mu r into G divided by LM into C phi, which is the concentration factor, and this is exactly the same thing into G divided by LM multiplied by the concentration factor. This thing over here exactly same over here. Okay, so I'm just done this proof over here. And you, when you have found out this phi over there, can you found out the phi FM or actually NI M? जी क्या ये निकाल सकते हैं हम? Now over here magnet is producing it. Now here the answer will be for your negative and positive. Here you don't have a current source. Magnet is producing it. So when you want to find out your magnetomotive force, this will be equal to minus phi r divided by PG plus PM. Agreed? Because they both are in parallel. So in reverse they are actually having the addition over there. So this is your formula over here for the FM or NIM over here. And after this formula, now one thing very important before I proceed on to the next chapter, which is actually here. Let me just copy this one, these two equations. एक second, आ रहा हूँ. PG plus PM. This is equation number 2.32. मैं इसकी आगे एडवांस वर्जन नहीं लिख रहा हूँ, वो आप खुद निकाल सकते हो. बिकॉज वट इज़ phi r? दिस इज इक्वल टू माइनस BR इंटू AM डिवाइडेड बाय PG प्लस PM. They have simplified it as mu naught mu r AM divided by LM plus AG over mu r into G. Okay? And I will advise you not to memorize these formulas. You only just go with the trick how they are actually doing it. Do it on the run time in your exam. ठीक है? इनको रट्टा लगाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually. Now, formula? They can be given in the formula sheet. No issues on that part. Acha ji, over here I was just copying this one. Can you tell me how first of all this equation is found? PC is equal to VM divided by VG. What is VM? Vm is the volume of the magnet and Vg is the volume of the air gap. G. You have the equations in front of you. You have to actually tell me how you will arrive at this relation, which is equal to Vm by Vg, and you have C phi, which is actually the concentration factor in the denominator, square of that. G. And we have called it as PC. What is PC? If you remember, if I go back over there, your PC was equal to, on the y-axis, this was B, on the x-axis, this was mu naught H, and I told you at that time that this is actually the slope, and every time you find out the slope of a line, it is equal to y-axis divided by, so this is equal to B divided by mu naught H. G. Now, please, anyone, just go on with the flow wherever you are actually having the volume. Volume किस पे बनेगा? Your Vm would be equal to Bm, sorry, not Bm actually, sorry, Am multiplied by Lm. Your Vg would be equal to Ag multiplied by G. G. कि कौन सा फार्मूला यहाँ ऊपर से आएगा? You have a lot of formulas up over here which you can actually have it for. Again. Flux is equal to BA, okay. एक second. You are talking about flux is equal to BA, ठीक है, आगे. नहीं, ये तो आप बड़े आप अच्छा शुरू से आगे क्या कर रहे हो? B is equal to flux divided by area. Okay, then you have to find out volume of the magnet. Volume of the magnet करने के लिए Am multiplied by Lm. एक सेकेंड, आप कह रहे चाह रहे हो कि Bm is equal to this one is equal to phi m divided by Am. You know phi m? कहाँ निकाला है? फाई एम नहीं निकाला. हमारे पास फाई एम नहीं है, हमारे पास सिर्फ फाई आर है. फाई आर इज़ द टोटल फ्लक्स बीइंग प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय द मैग्नेट. उसमें से कुछ पोर्शन जो है वो इधर चला जाता है इन द मटेरियल, एंड देन आई हैव समवट ओवर हेयर. जी, ए एम इंटू एल एम. I will leave this one to you. We kindly try to prove this formula and this formula. They both are same exactly, and I told you what was PC in the second quadrant of your BH curve. This was H, this was B, and this X, the slope, whatever the line, so whatever B over here. So if this was BM, this one was HM, so multiplied by mu naught, so the slope of the line. So permeance, the permeance coefficient PC is equal to minus Bm divided by mu naught Hm over there, and this is equal to Lm over G 1 over C over there, and same thing converted into area. And how you are actually doing it over there, I guess it's very simple over there, because this is Lm divided by G. ये कैसे आया, कोई बताएगा? Anyone on this one? Try to solve this one and this one. We know PC is equal to minus Bm over mu naught Hm. This is by theoretically we know. This is actually called as. How this is converted into this one? Bm? कहाँ? Bg is equal to Bm equal to C5. वो ठीक है, वो निकल आया, यहाँ से आ गया. Then where to put in this equation? अच्छा, try to do this maths a little bit. ठीक है, try to do this maths over here. I'm leaving this one to you. So this is the end of chapter number 2 over there, and I will just finish it off in just like 5 minutes. What I want you to do, just see this magnetic circuit diagram. ठीक है, इसको discuss मैं next time करूँगा. But here, if you see over here what I have drawn, this is the equivalent circuit, magnetic equivalent circuit of only one pole flux moving through the air gap, moving through the stator and coming back to the other pole. What I mean by this, from flux north, the flux lines are leaving, passing through the air gap, okay, and then going back into the south pole. So what I am actually drawing over there, the magnetic equivalent circuit of this portion. So listen this. Magnet, this is the north pole because it's this north pole. Its south pole is inside. ठीक है, वो हमें नजर नहीं आ रहा because में flux lines enter हो रही हैं. So you have phi r in parallel with Rm, which is actually the reluctance of your magnet over there. Then afterwards, at this point, as I told you previously, that from this north pole, some flux lines will enter the south pole without even going towards the stator. Leakage flux. Okay, that's not even. So that flux is shown over here as this reluctance, and this is called as RL. Then I have RG, the reluctance of the air gap, because the flux will pass through this RG and then it will pass through this one over here and pass through stator. This is called as RS over here, reluctance of the stator. And then afterwards it comes back over here and then it comes back to this RG and then again comes back into the south pole. In the south pole, again you have the same thing. You have a current flowing over there, you have an RM, and inside here is the rotor, because from here when the flux lines will come back to the stator, they have to flow over here back. Now this is not going to be a solid core inside it. If you have opened a BLDC machine, in practical this is going to be something like this, an iron core just at the back end, क्योंकि जितना मैग्नेट का फ्लक्स है उसको गुजारने के लिए आपको जस्ट एक सुपर मेटालिक कोर चाहिए जिसके अंदर से वो गुजर सके. अदरवाइज वी डोंट नीड एनी आर इवन ओवर देयर. बट एट सैडली वी डोंट हैव एनी आर ओवर देयर, सो वी नीड ओवर हेयर. हमारे पास इन्फिनिट परमिबिलिटी मटेरियल कोई नहीं है, तो हमारे पास कुछ ना कुछ रिलक्टेंस आएगी. सो काइंडली गो थ्रू दिस चैप्टर नंबर 4. आई एम आस्किंग यू कंप्लीट चैप्टर नंबर 4 स्टडी over here. And in the very start I talked about, those who are late, you can go through it. Next time I am going to straight away go on the trapezoidal curve over here for full pitch winding. ये मैं बना चुका हूँ स्टार्ट में, ठीक है. रीज़न भी मैं बात कर चुका हूँ उसके ऊपर. I have given Hamza some bonus marks on this one. So this is the trapezoidal curve. Next time I am going to talk on how this one is going to be converted into the torque equations and the EMF equations over there. क्योंकि हमने डेल्टा लेमडा अभी हमने इक्वेशन लिखी थी, उसके एट्रीब्यूट्स किस तरह से डिपेंडेंट है. द फर्स्ट डिज़ाइन इक्वेशन ऑफ BLDC इज गोइंग टू कम फ्रॉम हियर. ठीक है, उम्मीद तो है. तो